This is the explanation for class test 1 structure question. Please do your corrections as we go through the paper. First, explain what is meant by physical quantity. Now this is asking for the definition of physical quantity, and the two keywords are magnitude and unit. Some students confused vector with physical quantity. Vector is the presence of magnitude with direction, whereas scalar is any physical quantity having only magnitude. Next up, this is a very simple memory work which requires you to write down the base SI unit as well as the symbol. Next, we ask you to define the precision of an instrument. Take note, precision refers to the smallest unit that any instrument can measure. Therefore, the precision of a ruler is 0.1 cm, vernier calipers is 0.01 cm, and micrometer screw gauge is 0.001 cm. You can also leave it as 0.01 nm. The next part, which looks at the precision of vernier calipers, is 0.01 cm. Now, some students were confused about the precision that I mentioned in class about how close the data is to the actual answer. Yes, that one is also precision, but that is the precision of data collected. Please don't confuse it with precision of an instrument. They are a little bit different. Next up, reading a vernier calipers is a definite must for this chapter. So let's take a look at this internal diameter. Can you see that this is 1, 2, and right at the end we have cm scale. So, having said this, take a look at the main scale. Can you see that this is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4? So this 0 is found between 1.4 and 1.5. So our main scale is 1.4 something. And what is that something? 2 is in line because this is 0, 1, 2. So your answer is 1.4, 2. You simply add the digit that is in line behind your main scale and you will get your reading for vernier calipers. Over here, this is between 3.6 and 3.7. So this is 3.6 something. What is that something? You are in line here. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 3.64. Next, they ask you to find the thickness of the pipe. Many students simply take the external diameter minus the internal diameter as the answer, which gave you 2.22 cm. Can you see that there are two thicknesses in this diagram? So after you take 2.22, you got to divide by 2 again because external diameter is made up of one thickness, one internal diameter, and one more thickness here. There are two thicknesses in total after you get the difference. So please remember to divide by 2. Next up, they ask you one precaution you can take to minimize parallax error. It means basically when you are reading your vernier calipers, what should you do? So you need to place your eyes vertically above the marking to be read. Please don't put down things such as 90 degrees to the reading. We can't quite measure the angle between your eye and the reading. In the next question, they ask you for another error other than parallax error that you need to take care of. And one other thing that you always need to take care of whenever you use vernier calipers or micrometer screw gauge is your zero error. Some students were a bit confused about the word prefix. Prefix refer to nano, mega, centi. So in this question, they are asking you what prefix should you put in if you remove 10 to the power 6. Now 10 to the power 6 represents mega. You should actually put in the symbol for mega, which is capital M. In this case, we are a bit lenient. If you spelled out mega, we still mark you correct. But this is definitely not the way that our units usually go. Say for example, if you write 10 cm, you will not write 10 centimeter. Okay, so in future, please remember when you see such question, leave the symbol in it rather than spell it out. Likewise, 10 to the power negative 9 represent nano, so represented by a small letter n. A few students write capital N, which is wrong. Sorry, I just realized that I've typed wrongly earlier. Now, next up, we are converting 80 km per hour to meter per second. So over here, 1 meter per second equals to 3.6 km per hour. So in order to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, we simply divided by 3.6. Now, a few students gave me this as fraction. Please take note, physics accept no fraction. If you leave it in fraction, it's immediately considered wrong. Next up, we have a micrometer screw gauge here. That is your zero error. Can you see that this is in the positive zone? 0 is here, this is 5. So the marking in line with the main scale is 6. So your zero error is positive 0.06 units mm. Reading in this case, this first marking is 0, next marking is 1, and the following marking below is 1.5. So the reading here is 1.5 mm for main scale. Your timbal scale is 48. So 1.5 plus 0.48 give us 1.98. This is our reading. And finally, for corrected reading, we always take reading minus error. Some students have taken reading minus error using your own data which is read wrongly, and you still get your full mark. This is because it is an error carried forward. Now, last question of our test. A pupil records 20 oscillations of a pendulum. So it means it travels from left to right and back to left 20 times. They obtain 2 sets of data. It means that one set of this is 20 oscillation, the other set is 20 oscillation. So in total, there are 40 oscillation. And in this case, I'm looking at the period. Period indicates that I am looking for one oscillation. Okay, the time taken for one oscillation. So first up, I take the 2 data divided by 2. This is the average for 20 oscillation. In order to find one oscillation, I will just take the average divided by 20 to get my answer. In this case, if you are not too sure how many decimal place to leave, just leave it to 3SF. Alternatively, you can leave it to the same accuracy as your data, which is 1 dp. With this, we come to the end of our explanation for structured question. All the best for your comment test.